Hi.
Where am I looking in general?
What way is the shot?
Good.
I remember my first day. There was this sliding door with the ramps down to it. And I remember walking down and seeing a barista there working, and I was like, oh, Mum, I've made it.
I'd never before worked somewhere where everybody has this solid goal.
I think it's a movement. At its best, it's a movement.
We fundamentally have the drive to try and change what sport is.
I think that there's a real sense of pride, I think, in the brand.
I sometimes feel like our mission is so lofty, it's so out there, it makes me almost nervous. It's like, oh God, are we really saying that?
The word to describe the business is ambitious.
Make cycling the most popular sport in the world. So, double ambitious.
The more and more I learned, I was like, this is gonna be something huge.
When you cycle, you always push your boundaries and you see that you're capable of doing anything that you basically want.
There's that thing of being okay with suffering.
You don't get fulfillment from quick thrills. Easy satisfaction is just that, it's easy.
It takes so much energy and so much commitment, and you can't fake it.
That's the reason for a lot of our success, is that kind of constant drive, that restlessness, that push on.
After being in it for so long, it all felt quite contained, but then when you actually left, you realised it actually kind of got quite far.
But we've only just scratched the surface, really. I think we are only at the end of chapter 1, or we're starting chapter 2, really, of Rapha's story.
When you ask what is our culture, I would 9 times out of 10 say it's about us being cyclists and that we love to ride our bikes. But there's a lot of people who like to ride their bikes that wouldn't fit the culture of Rapha. It's about the people who know how to get on their bike time and time again, even when it sucks, even when it's cold, even when it's raining, even when it's hot. And they get on there because they know there's a lesson to learn from it, and there's something that builds their life up. The people who know how to bring that in and contribute, those are the people who know our culture. Those are the people who propel us forward.
You can go down the valley and it's easy, and you can spin and your legs are just flowing and you're going slightly downhill. Or you can take that little road that goes off to the left and it heads up into the woods, and you don't know what's up there, you don't know how steep it is, you don't know what the road surface is like, but you're pretty sure that if you fight your way up that climb, there's going to be something amazing that you're going to find. That's what we do.
There's always that encouragement to get out of your comfort zone, but not in a scary way, but in a way where you can just overcome and achieve things that you didn't really knew that you could.
It's a company that sort of lets you stand on others' shoulders to reach heights that you never thought would be possible.
Rapha Race Radio.
It's totally what you make it. When you find out someone's doing something interesting, you can put your hand up and say, I want to be involved in that as well.
There's a lot of autonomy within the company, a lot of trust.
I've never had experience an environment quite like Rapha for being allowed to run with an idea and seeing everybody else around me do it, and just all these mad ideas just turning into incredible projects.
Somebody has to give a shit first and then needs to motivate the next person to give as much of a shit as he give a shit about it, and then when everybody starts giving a shit, that's when the power happens.
Like, honest toil trumps all. Like, that's like, and you better be world class. But those two things combined is like, you need to be very, very good at what you do, and you need to work your guts out, because that's the whole point. Like, that's the sport.
Believing in something enough and sticking at it to the point that you realize what you want, and oftentimes at all costs.
Probably just really caring for the brand and wanting the brand to do well, and in that way supporting it in whatever knowledge you have or passion you have or interest you have.
I think because there's a certain fastidiousness to every angle of it, you know, and I think sometimes it's like, oh, really, can we just get this product out? And it's like, no, perfection. And that real nice balance between creating authentic, well-designed products that really consider what the technical requirements are, but doing it in a way that is really thoughtful and desirable, because at the end of the day, you've got to look good. Well, you don't have to, but it does help.
The other thing that I really remember in the first few weeks was the talented people that I work with.
Nailed it.
I'd worked with talented people before, but I'd never worked with talented people who were cool and nice.
There's nobody in the office that you know, tried to stop you from being creative and being good.
And actually it's a case of sort of putting people's energy into the right areas at the right time.
I guess it's trying to generate a bit of a swell, and if enough people get enough energy behind something, it's like, well, let's get this thing going.
We have the drive to try and change what the sport is and open it up, make it more appealing to more people, help find a contemporary audience for it. And that's an incredibly powerful thing to wake you up in the morning and get you going to work.
My boss's boss, he loves employing people who make him scared, because that way you'll know you're going to improve yourself, because they're going to make you up your game. And I felt like that was an amazing piece of advice. Not that I employ that many people, or anyone, but the concept of completely forgetting the game of careerism and your own personal goals sets a standard of, we're all in this together.
We've definitely become more than just this monolithic road cycling kind of narrow black and white thing that I had in my mind, and that's come from people that work in the company. I think the best thing I can do is to create a culture of people who feel like they can go on the next chapter, and the sport still has just so far to go.